Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome back to my channel, where I talk about all things NFL. Today, I want to focus on the Washington Commanders, who are one of the most intriguing teams this offseason. They have a lot of assets and options to improve their roster, and I'm excited to see what they do with them. First of all, they have 2 second-round picks, which is huge. They can use those to trade up, trade down, or just stay put and get some quality players. They also have the 2nd overall pick, which is where things get really interesting. They have a chance to land a franchise quarterback or trade down and get a massive haul of picks. They also have the most cap space in the league, so they can sign some big-name free agents or extend their own stars. But what about their current quarterback, Sam Howell? Well, I like the kid. He has a lot of talent and heart. He put up some impressive numbers on a bad team, and he showed some flashes of brilliance. He had some great games against Denver and New England, where he made some amazing throws on the run. He's a fighter, and I respect that. But I don't think he's the guy for Washington. I don't think he fits their system or their culture. He's not very consistent or accurate, and he makes a lot of mistakes. He was ranked 33rd out of 38 quarterbacks by PFF, which is not good. He also didn't have the support of his coach, Ron Rivera, who said he was the long-term answer, but then benched him several times. That's not how you build confidence in a young quarterback. Just look at Matt Jones, who went through the same thing. He never got the trust of his team, and he struggled. So I think Washington needs a game changer. They need someone who can elevate their offense and make them a contender. They need someone who can do it all: pass, run, and lead. And I think that someone is Jayden Daniels. Jayden Daniels is a beast. He's the best quarterback in this draft class, and I don't care what anyone says. He's a dual-threat dynamo who can light up the scoreboard with his arm and his legs. He's a winner, and he proved it at LSU, where he won the Heisman Trophy and several other awards. He threw for almost 4,000 yards and 40 touchdowns, and ran for over 1,000 yards and 10 touchdowns. He broke records and made history. He's the real deal. He reminds me a lot of Lamar Jackson, who was also a late first-round pick, and who also faced a lot of doubts and criticism. People didn't think he could be a great passer, but he proved them wrong. He became an MVP and a superstar, and I think Jayden Daniels can do the same. He has everything you want in a quarterback: arm strength, accuracy, mobility, intelligence, charisma. He can make any throw, from any angle to any spot. He can escape pressure, extend plays, and create magic. He can run like a gazelle and score from anywhere. He's a nightmare for defenses and a dream for fans. He's the perfect fit for Washington. He can work with Cliff Kingsbury, who is their new offensive coordinator, and who knows how to use a quarterback like him. He can take advantage of their weapons, like Terry McLaurin, Curtis Samuel, and Logan Thomas. He can energize their fan base and bring some excitement and hope to the nation's capital. I don't know where he's going to end up, but I hope it's Washington. I think he's the quarterback to turn around the Commanders and make them a force to be reckoned with. He's the one I'm going with, and I'm not changing my mind. The only thing that worries me about Daniels is his durability at the next level. He's 6'4", not some short guy, but he's 210 pounds, and that's probably stretching it. He might be 200 pounds, 205. I doubt he's 210, as they say on this. Daniels learned to avoid unnecessary hits later in the season, and that's crucial. He can't afford to take unnecessary hits, especially at the next level. I always use this example or analogy, whatever you prefer, in my videos talking about quarterbacks. Anthony Richardson, he barely played in 3 full games because he missed, of course, a whole half and a half against the Houston Texans. But he got injured on a run. It was a shoulder injury, and it was very weird how it happened. He missed the season. So that's the risk, these mobile quarterbacks. Every time they run, you're kind of nervous. That's why you see a lot of these guys go out of bounds or slide. Even Josh Allen started to slide and get down, and he's huge as a QB. Daniels did the same thing. He stopped taking these hits. And if he can do that at the next level, then man, he's going to dominate the NFL. It's that simple, because Daniels, you can't pressure him the same as you can a Drake May, because he can make one move and he's gone for a touchdown or a big gain. So that's the thing with Daniels. He's just a difference maker. His upside is sky high. And if I'm the new GM of Washington and I'm this management, I'm looking at Jayden Daniels, and I'm thinking that this guy could totally break the NFL. He could change the game just like Lamar did. 6 seasons, 2 MVPs for Lamar. Lamar, I know he has, 2 playoff wins. He hasn't really delivered, but we're still looking at what he's done as a quarterback. He's just completely transformed the game. He's been unstoppable at times. And Daniels, I think, has a huge amount of potential. I understand that he played with Brian Thomas Jr. and, of course, Malik Nabors. I mean, you're talking about a top 6 pick in this draft and then another first-round pick in Thomas Jr. Both these guys are first-round picks, very good receivers. But Daniels, if you watch him, the throws he makes, they will translate to the next level. He can throw under pressure. He's smart, changing the protection, changing the plays. He sees the field. He can read the defense. He makes incredible throws. He's got a big-time arm. He's accurate with that mobility. I think it's a no-brainer. I mean, I originally wanted Drake May, and then I started to talk to Commanders fans. I started to do some research, and I just think you can't pass on Jayden Daniels. You simply can't do it. And I realized that Jayden Daniels doesn't immediately change things for the Commanders. This is a team that has a lot of holes, but they have a lot of draft capital and a lot of salary cap to be able to do this. Washington's performance last season doesn't really matter. Not really. 25th in points scored, 32nd in points allowed. This is a new team. They're going to look completely different. They have a whole new coaching staff. Dan Quinn was a perfect fit. I mean, he's a leader. I get the Super Bowl. I mean, he's still a winner to me, man. Every team he goes to, they play well and they win. I know he blew the craziest Super Bowl lead. It was humiliating. And I know it haunts him at night, but that doesn't mean that he hasn't changed the culture and identity of these football teams. Like Dallas's defense was bad before Quinn got there. Washington's defense was the worst in the NFL last season. He's going to change it overnight. So it's a big deal, and then even the biggest thing for Washington is Adam Peters. I mean, he was part of those Niners management teams. He was the assistant GM. Brandon Auk, Fred Warner, George Kittle, Nick Bosa, Deebo Samuel. What about going out and getting Keck in free agency, trading for Trent Williams, Christian McCaffrey? You could argue that the Washington Commanders brought in the best talent evaluator in football. This guy played a huge role in building the 49ers Super Bowl roster. I know Commanders fans are excited, as they should be. Smash that like button, hit sub, and catch you next time.